Good morning students, here we come up with embryology lecture of the folding of embryo, lateral folds. So in the folding of embryo, first we'll just write down folding of embryo, lateral folds. After finishing the cephalocaudal foldings, head and tail fold, we start with the lateral folds. Two diagrams are very important, slowly we are going to draw, and based on these two diagrams only the entire lateral folds are to be discussed. So therefore, we start with the first diagram, and the first diagram will be, please draw alongside with me, this will be the first diagram of amnion and amnioectodermal junction. So here, we leave the space, this is the communication between intra and extra embryonic xylem, and that space we should leave it more. So let us fold this proximally in this direction. Now this folding is very important. This folding is known as amnioectodermal junction. So this is the amniotic membrane, the cells which are lining the amniotic cavity, which is also called amnion, and this will be the amnioectodermal junction. From here, so once I do this, then we will use red color. So I am going to use this red color to show the amnioectodermal junction. From here ectoderm will continue. So from here, this is ectoderm, and here also this will be ectoderm, and it will continue in this direction. This color difference is very important to show the amnioectodermal junction. So please draw this color difference. This will show the amnioectodermal junction here. And now this is a transverse section. We are going to show, we have already shown these two lateral folds. Still they have not closed yet in the ventral portion of the fetal abdominal wall. Still this gap is left. These two lateral folds of amnioectodermal junction have folded towards the primitive umbilical opening. So where my hand is there, this region is called primitive umbilical opening. Now, this cavity which we have drawn, which we have created, this cavity will be known as the amniotic cavity. So therefore, this will be the amniotic cavity. I have written on both the sides, entire. Now, the most interesting part will be, I will use two colors, green and yellow color. These two are demarcating colors for our next layer, and that next layer is somatopleuric layer and splanchnopluric layer. So somatopleuric layer we start with, first we start with the, let me start with the yellow color. So with the yellow color I will start from here, and gradually this yellow color I will line it inside the concavity of this entire amniotic cavity. Here also I will line the concavity of this. Then as it goes posteriorly, see, as it goes posteriorly, this yellow color, you make a rounded elevation. As it goes posteriorly here, you make a rounded elevation on both the sides posteriorly. And this rounded elevation we have made to demarcate it as intermediate mesoderm. So therefore, here we are going to write this as the intermediate mesoderm. This yellow color will stop over here. So therefore, what does it signify? It signifies that the yellow color is somatopleuric layer of lateral plate mesoderm, because here we are going to show the lateral folds, and lateral folds are developed by somatopleuric layer and splanchnopluric layer, which are also called somatopleurae and splanchnoplurae. So therefore, here we end our somatopleuric layer. Now if I take another color, green color over here, and then if I show in this direction, and this green color I will draw it vertical, and then this green color I will enclose in this direction. Now this is very simple, we have learned yesterday also. So therefore, what will it enclose? That I will show with blue color. The structure that the green color encloses will be, I am going to draw here, so this will be the structure which I am drawing on one side, this is the structure which I am drawing on opposite side, and there will be a connecting structure in between these two, very simple. And therefore, by this time you must have realized what is this structure which I am coloring. This is umbilical vesicle. And what is this structure which I am coloring? This will be the primitive gut tube. So therefore, we will name this structure as umbilical vesicle. Very simple, do not complicate. And we will name this structure here as the gut tube. And which portion of gut tube? Midgut. We have seen during the head and tail folds, the portion which lies parallel with the or in straight axis with the umbilical vesicle is which portion of the gut tube? Midgut. And what is this connecting portion known as? This connecting portion is known as vitellointestinal duct. Now we come back to this green color. We changed the color from yellow to green. Yellow was somatopleuric layer. So first we name this yellow color as somatopleuric, simply somatopleuric in short form, or it is also called somatopleuric layer of lateral plate mesoderm. And this green color now, we will name this entire green color as splanchnopleural. So this is splanchnopleural or splanchnopleuric layer of lateral plate mesoderm. Now here, after drawing this very simple now cross section, lateral folds, and now we have to show only two arrows. These two arrows, see here, one on left side, one on right side, and these two arrows now will show, we name this as communication, please write down, communication between intra-embryonic coelom and extra-embryonic coelom. So this is the communication between intra-embryonic and extra-embryonic cavities. So therefore this cavity, this entire cavity on either side of this vitellointestinal duct will be known as intra-embryonic coelom. So therefore, this is intra-embryonic coelom. This is what we have written. So this completes our first diagram. Now, if I explain this first diagram, very simple, already you have understood what we need to write down will be lateral folds of embryo. This is the first diagram. As the head and tail folds are already commencing, same time the two right and left lateral folds will also commence. And as these four folds will meet, they will meet at the ventral region of the embryo, which will be known as primitive umbilical opening. So primitive umbilical opening is the portion where all the four folds will meet. So therefore roughly this is the opening. What will happen here is one interesting keyword which you need to mention, write down. Amnioectodermal junction. This is a very important word. Amnioectodermal junction will form the two lateral folds. And that we know that because the entire amniotic cavity is lined on the roof and lateral side by the amniotic membrane. And in the floor there is ectoderm. Therefore that junction is called amnioectodermal junction, which we have shown with two different colors. So amnioectodermal junction will bend, it will meet the head and tail folds, and the amnioectodermal junction will form the two lateral folds where at the primitive umbilical opening. Then what happens? After amnioectodermal junction, what will happen will be as the entire lateral folds will bend, it will cover small portion of the vitellointestinal duct. And why it will cover a small portion of vitellointestinal duct? You need to understand this because already the yolk sac has gone inside the folding of amniotic cavity, which we have seen already in the head and tail fold. As the yolk sac has gone inside the folding of amniotic cavity, the yolk sac is converted into the primitive gut tube. And that primitive gut tube is foregut, midgut, hindgut. only a small portion of the yolk sac which is decreased in size, very much decreased in size, will be left here as umbilical vesicle. So therefore, as the amnioectodermal folds are folding, from the lateral direction along with the head and tail fold, small space is left, and that small space will contain vitellointestinal duct connecting the umbilical vesicle with the midgut. And therefore, what will happen will be, on either side of this vitellointestinal duct, where these two arrows are shown, small space will be left, and that small space will connect the intraembryonic coelom with the extraembryonic portion. And therefore, now these two folds will form a covering in such a way that it will cover the entire connecting portion, which will be known as umbilical cord. So therefore, these two lateral folds will cover the entire umbilical fold, and that covering of umbilical fold will be known as amnion. Please note down. So another keyword is amnion. First keyword is amnioectodermal junction. Second will be amnion. And that layer of amnion will cover the entire umbilical cord. And what will umbilical cord contain? Remember, umbilical cord is an independent topic which I will discuss with you afterwards. It is a short note. Write a short note on the entire structure of umbilical cord, either in embryology or gross anatomy. So up till now, just mention this sentence that umbilical cord which is formed at this level will be covered by amnion, which is nothing but fusion of amnioectodermal folds. What will umbilical cord contain? So many structures. Connecting stalk, because here there is connecting stalk, and also the vitellointestinal duct, also umbilical vessels, etc. This much is sufficient. Right now, amnioectodermal junction, the two folds, and the amnion covering the umbilical cord. Here, almost 50% is over. Now the remaining 50% will be in another diagram. But before we go towards that another diagram, before we draw that another diagram, one more sentence is important. Yellow color, which we have drawn. Please note down. This is a very, very, very important sentence. The somatopleuric layer of lateral plate mesoderm, which is lining the inner part of the entire concavity of the amniotic cavity, will finally line the inner side of parietal body wall. So therefore, in short, write down the somatopleuric layer where my fingers are there. This will line the inner side of the parietal body wall. So the entire parietal body lining is lined by somatopleuric layer. Second, this somatopleuric layer will line the ventral side of the intermediate mesoderm. It will line the ventral side of intermediate mesoderm. If you recollect the intermediate mesoderm from intraembryonic mesoderm, three: paraxial mesoderm, intermediate mesoderm, and lateral plate mesoderm. So the somatopleuric layer is lining two parts. Number one, inner wall of parietal body wall, and number two, ventral portion of intermediate mesoderm. Now somatopleuric layer is over. Then we discuss splanchnopluric layer. Now in the splanchnopluric layer, it will continue from here. It will line the ventrolateral part of the entire gut tube. Remember this. It will line the ventrolateral part of entire gut tube, splanchnopluric layer. And therefore, we have shown this. This is the primitive gut tube in cross section, transverse section. So it is lining. So this layer is splanchnopluric layer. Entire ventrolateral portion it is lining. And the splanchnopluric layer will also form another important structure which we are going to show in the next diagram. It will form the bilaminar fold of the root of the gut tube. And that bilaminar fold which is present at the root of the gut tube will be known as dorsal mesentery. So that dorsal mesentery will be developed by splanchnopluric mesoderm. That is in the next diagram. So we will consider the next diagram, and we will bring the chalks over there. So therefore, please come on this side if we are able to see. Yes. So therefore now, here also we are going to draw the diagram. First we are going to draw extraembryonic mesoderm. So please draw the entire extra-embryonic mesoderm. Complete the circle of extra-embryonic mesoderm, transverse section. So that chorion is complete. The outermost chorion, extra-embryonic mesoderm, that is complete. Now we are going to show how the two lateral folds will close with each other. So the closing of lateral folds, once again we show in this way. Here we show that these lateral folds, this is the amniotic membrane, and then we are going to show approximately in the midline. If you take, this is the midline, we leave some space here, and then we complete with amnioectodermal junction. So therefore we are going to show here, this will be the amnioectodermal junction, and we are going to complete the entire two lateral folds. Very simple. Outer is extra-embryonic mesoderm, this is amnioectodermal junction, and now layer of amnion, please complete here. This is the layer of amnion which will complete from right to left, and therefore this amnioectodermal junction will form this layer of amnion. It has closed. That is what we are going to show. Partially it is closed at the primitive umbilical opening. Here we need to show one more structure, and that structure which I have used blue color, umbilical vesicle, we need to show. So please draw this umbilical vesicle and vitello-intestinal duct. So this is what we need to show, umbilical vesicle and vitello-intestinal duct. Inside. Now this is very important. So inside we are going to show, first we are going to use the yellow color, and that yellow color we are going to draw. See here, now we are going to complete this. This is somatopleuric layer. This entire layer which I am lining is somatopleuric layer. That is the inner side of the parietal body wall. Then this somatopleuric layer will line the ventral, see here, the ventral side of, this is a huge bulging ventral side of intermediate mesoderm. So I am going to color this as intermediate mesoderm. This is intermediate mesoderm. Then what I am going to show you will be the root of the mesentery, where I will change the color, and therefore now the root of the mesentery here, we are going to change the color itself, and we are going to show that this will become the splanchnopleuric layer of lateral plate mesoderm. Change the colors, and this is the junction. So therefore here this yellow color will meet with the green color at this level, and therefore deep inside we are going to show this structure here as the gut tube, and probably this is the cross section of the mid gut. Therefore now I am going to circle and show you. See this circle which I am going to show you is the root of the mesentery. So therefore here I am going to write here as the root of mesentery. And remember, I have discussed with you this root of mesentery is bilaminar fold of splanchnopleuric mesoderm. And the remaining portion, ventral portion of this two, these are the intermediate mesoderm that is lined by the somatopleuric layer. This will be lined by somatopleuric layer, and also this entire lining, inner layer of the parietal wall will be the somatopleuric layer. So therefore, these two margins, I am going to darken the margin. This is how I dark the margin, and this is to show the somatopleuric layer. Now the somatopleuric and splanchnopleuric, this is often asked in 1 mark question answer. They are continuous with each other. Where? At the root of the mesentery. At the root of mesentery, the somatopleuric layer will be continuous with the splanchnopleuric layer. So therefore, this is the difference between somatopleuric and splanchnopleuric. Now the entire two lateral folds have closed. This is amnioectodermal junction, the amnion layer, and this cavity now, the enclosing this cavity, this entire cavity will be known as intra-embryonic coelom. So this entire cavity is the intra-embryonic coelom. Here, at this level, there will be vertebrae and dorsal aorta, which we need not draw at this stage. But we need to show that this is the posterior abdominal wall. Please note down, this is the posterior abdominal wall, and if you draw the vertebrae in this direction, this will be the vertebrae, simply to show, and posterior abdominal wall, root of dorsal mesentery, which will be in a vertical axis. The root of dorsal mesentery will extend from cervical till the sacral vertebral column. Which side? Ventral surface of the entire vertebral column. So we need to show only one vertebrae to show that this is the posterior abdominal wall. Now once these two folds have been completed, one point which needs to be mentioned will be the two intermediate mesoderm, these two, will now appear as two longitudinal bulgings on either side of dorsal mesentery. So on either side of dorsal mesentery, these two intermediate mesoderm will form longitudinal bulgings, and from intermediate mesoderm we know what structures will develop: urinary organs and genital organs. So urogenital system will develop from intermediate mesoderm. But here the keywords are: first amnioectodermal junction, second amnion, third somatopleuric layer, which portions it will line, and splanchnopleuric layer, which portions it will line. And this completes our entire lateral fold. Now we come to applied anatomy, the applied portion of this two lateral folds. Clinical embryology. What we need to understand now, this word is often asked in one mark question answer or in MCQ, that is physiological umbilical hernia. As this diagram is complete, we have folded the lateral folds. Initially, there will be a communication between intraembryonic and extraembryonic coelom, and that communication we have shown here in the first diagram where the arrows are there. As we have shown these two communications between intra and extraembryonic coelom, this will be known as physiological umbilical hernia. That means this will remain between 5th week till 10th week. So between 5th and 10th week there will be communication on either side of vitello-intestinal duct. And therefore, this communication, from this communication, although this portion, the entire umbilical vesicle will disappear early. But as this umbilical vesicle and the vitello-intestinal duct disappears early, then also this communication will persist for some amount of time, that is between 5th week till 10th week. And during this period, the portion of midgut will be herniated outside in the extraembryonic part, and that portion of midgut which is herniated outside in the extraembryonic portion will be known as physiological umbilical hernia. But after 10th week of development, it will also close. So after 10th week of development, as it closes, this will be the diagram where it is closed by membranes, and those membranes later on we'll see. As this amnion is there, similarly there will be another membrane that will be chorion, which will fuse with the outer decidua, and that decidua will be decidua capsularis. So therefore these membranes will fuse, the lateral folds have fused, and physiological umbilical hernia has been reduced. So here, this is how we show the two lateral foldings. We complete our lateral foldings of the embryo. Thank you very much.